Hello! And Happy New Year, my friends and fishes!
You say goodbye, and I say shalom. Oh, shalom. Don't know why you say goodbye, I say shalom.
Mermaid Liv here. It's 2021, and you know what that means. New year, new me! I'm gonna eat healthier, and I'm gonna start saving money, and I'm gonna live my best life. That's what you hear everyone say. Saving money is a common New Year's resolution, and it's kind of part of my New Year's resolution too. And many mermaids might want to save money by buying a mermaid tail from wish.com. The prices are significantly lower, but at what cost? So, I'm going to show you today, is it really worth it? Should you buy a mermaid tail from wish.com? Let's review this bad boy. I do not advocate for buying a wish tail, but I do happen to own one, and I will tell you how that came to be. I did not purchase this from wish.com. I actually found it at a thrift store. I was in Missouri visiting a friend, and I didn't think I was going to need a mermaid tail because it was October and the pools were all closed and the waters were cold, so I didn't think to bring a tail. In hindsight, I learned my lesson, always bring a tail. I ended up wanting to take mermaid pictures when I saw all these beautiful places with beautiful rocky streams and gorgeous woodsy backgrounds. Seriously, there's a lot of beautiful nature in Missouri, and I was sad that I didn't have my mermaid tail, because even though I couldn't get in the water and swim and take pictures, you can still pose like on the sand, next to the creek, you know, there's all kinds of things. So I thought to myself, hey, I wonder if I could by chance find a thrift store that has a mermaid tail. And guess what, by golly, I did! It's not the mermaid tail I would buy, but I just wanted a mermaid tail. I just wanted to take mermaid pictures, it's in my nature, and I saw this in the Halloween section for $4, and it did not come with a monofin, but $4, which is like astronomically low. When you get it straight from Wish, it's about like $24. I'll show it here. Since it did not come with a monofin, just for taking pictures, not for swimming in, I kind of constructed something out of like cardboard and duct tape, which again, not for swimming in. Don't make a monofin like that and try to go swimming with it. Bad idea. Not safe. Don't do. The thing about wish tails is that they're usually made from stolen designs, from crappy materials. They're just cheap quality mermaid tails that usually come with unsafe monofin. That's one of the reasons I don't recommend getting one, but I'll talk more about why Wish is bad later in the video, so stay tuned. Now, a lot of these knockoff and bootleg mermaid tails, such as the ones from Wish, are stolen from mermaid tail designs by more popular companies. But I couldn't find this design as another mermaid tail. Like, I couldn't find the tail that it was stolen from, so this one might be non-stolen, but it's still, I don't recommend this tail. It's somewhere between and a eh. So it's like, it's not the worst tail in the world, but you can do better, honey. So let me show you the whole tail. It's not terrible, tailable. Sorry, that was a bad pun. But it's definitely not great. The design, the colors are okay. I mean, it's a relatively pretty design with kind of like speckles and shades of blue and pink, and then this like gradient here. The fins, one thing I do like, I think the placement of these fins is kind of like, I like the placement of them. I do think that they're kind of like, they could be like better, you know? It just kind of looks like cotton candy, where they could have done like the lines, the stripes that you see on like fins and flukes. See, like this one, it's got those lines. So I can definitely see how people end up buying these, because when they show the pictures, they don't look like, it doesn't look like a bad tail. But let me show you some of the things wrong with it. The scale print is upside down, and you can't really tell from afar, but like, see how the rounded part is on the top? It's not meant to be like that. Like, look at it, you can even see where they attach the bottom to the top, the leg part. It starts, see, they're not upside down there, but then they become upside down, so that's not great. And what I said about the fins not being like defined stripes is like that for the fluke. I think it looks better when it has those like distinct fin lines that you see on most mermaid tails. So the fabric itself, it's like really thin fabric. Edges are not quite lined up, or the seam. It almost lines up right, but not quite. There, it's a little not lining up. So one thing that's unique about their tails is the fluke, where you put the monofin in. I like that it does have a closed bottom. It does have these snaps. Only thing is they could have done something to make them a little less obvious. You know, you just see the metal circles at the bottom of your tail. It kind of makes it less realistic. So I feel like they could have like used blue or painted the metal blue. But I do actually like that because a lot of like finfun tails, I have no problem with finfun tails, but I don't like how the bottom is open, and it's not just finfun, obviously. So I don't like open bottom tails. So I like that you can close that and then not have to see the monofin hiding inside. Kind of ruins the illusion. It's got a waistband. Those are good. The stitching, it's not bad. They have a pretty good stitch. But the main reason that you should avoid these tails, well, there's a few reasons. So here's some of the reasons that you shouldn't shop from Wish. First of all, everything is made in China, where they have different laws about like child labor and sweatshops are a thing. When you look at the prices, it's impossible for these things to be as cheap as they are without someone getting taken advantage of. I just don't trust that. And then there's also things like the stuff's just not very good. It comes in looking different than it does in the picture. One time I got this pair of leggings and they looked super awesome, and they came in the mail and they were like completely different than the picture, and I called to, you know, have that corrected, but I ended up keeping them because I was like, well, they're still cute, they're just not what I wanted exactly. Anyway, yeah, things aren't always as advertised. Then there's some other things like shipping takes forever. I've heard that customer service is bad. The stuff is just like not good quality, it's just cheap. And that's mainly it. So while I don't want to shame anyone for shopping at Wish, you know, I've shopped there before, I do think you need to know these things, and I do recommend not shopping on Wish. I recommend Ixnay on the Ish way. For those who don't speak Pig Latin, that means nix the Wish. Say bye-bye Wish. Break up with Wish. So since I'm talking about Wish tails, which are bootleg tails, there's another thing you want to look out for, which is these tails that look like silicone tails. They take pictures of silicone tails. I've seen this fin folk, they get their tail designs stolen a lot. So if you see a picture of a silicone tail and it's on sale for $100 or so, no go, don't do it. They bamboozled me. I didn't know anything about brands like a couple years ago, and I ended up buying one of the tails from one of those companies because they make it look so good, and then obviously it doesn't look like what's in the picture because it's not an actual silicone tail. And they basically just printed the tail design from Finfolk onto a fabric tail. So yeah, here's the picture, and it even comes with a dorsal fin. So it's cool, but it's stolen, so I'm sorry, Finfolk. I didn't know, I was just a young mer. If you do want to save some money on a mermaid tail, I recommend just getting a finfun tail, especially if you're a beginner. They are really decent tails. I made a review on one, so check that out. I'll put the link right here. So they cost about like $80 for the monofin and the tail. But if you want to save a little extra money, there's a lot of FinFun ambassadors out there. So just go on Instagram and type in FinFun ambassador, and there's all these mermaids that will post their ambassador codes. They want to make a commission, so help them out, help yourself out. Mermaids supporting mermaids by using their ambassador codes. Save yourself a little bit of money and get yourself a tail. Another way to save on a mermaid tail is just to make one yourself. They're really not that hard to make. I have a video on how to make one of those as well. So I'll post that. That'll be the next video to play. Basically, you can buy about 1.5 yards of fabric is how much it usually takes to make one, and it could be like $20 a yard or less, or you could find some fabric on sale. Just go to your Joann's fabric store, and they have all kinds of like shiny, stretchy fabrics, bathing suit material fabrics. They even have neoprene, so you could probably make a mermaid tail that costs no more than $30. And then obviously you need a monofin, which you can get a finfun one for $40, I think. Or also, I am an ambassador for Finis, and they make some really good mermaid fins, so I will put the link down there. Check it out and save 10% on a Finis monofin. That's where I got my first monofin from, and I really recommend them. They're good quality, and they have really cool mermaid-shaped silicone monofins, so go browse their site. I also have an article on some mermaid products that I can give you discounts for, so I'll put the link for that in the description. Check that out, save some money on a mermaid tail or a mermaid monofin. So thanks for watching. I hope this was illuminating for you. Please like and subscribe if you are a mermaid, if you want to be a mermaid, if you love mermaids, subscribe. See you in my next one.